Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is my first ever tutorial. I'm using a pattern that I was inspired by from Mahum on YouTube, so thank you so much for the inspiration. Enjoy! So the first thing we're going to do is double crochet into the next stitch. And then for the popcorn stitch, you're going to double yarn over. We're almost going to be doing a double crochet, but we're not going to be completing it. So we're going to find the next stitch. We're going to insert our hook, pull yarn over, and then you should have something that looks like this. You're going to yarn over only the first two hoops, and then you're going to yarn over again over the next two. You want to keep one hoop on the hook because that's what's going to give us that 3D effect that we're going to be looking for. So for every popcorn stitch, you want to do that 3 times into the same stitch. So we're going to do it again. Yarn over 2, yarn over 2 hoops, keeping 3 on our crochet hook now. And then for the final one, we're going in, pull, yarn over, only under 2, yarn over, only under 2. So now we should have 4 on our hook, and that's when you know you've done it correctly. We're going to yarn over and pull under all of the hoops. So for the top of the purse side, so here is the purse side that I want you to look at. So as you can see, you have your entire rows of the popcorn stitches. However, at the top, we want that nice purse effect, right? We want there to be a slight decrease effect going along the side so that when we put the purse together, it's going to have that really classic, elegant feel to it. So what we're going to be doing is, once you're done with your 10th row, so you want 10 rows of full popcorn stitches, you're going to slowly decrease. So basically what you want to know is, right after you're going to be working in this row, so you'll do a whole row of single crochets into each stitch, and then once you begin, you're going to do 4 popcorn stitches. You're going to do a double crochet, half double crochet, you're going to flip your work, you're going to do a single crochet in each stitch just above here, you're going to turn your work, you're going to do 3. At the end of this row, you're going to do a full double crochet and then a half double crochet. Turn your work. You're going to do single crochets into each stitch. Turn your work, and then you're going to be doing 2 more puff stitches. So after the puff stitch, again, double crochet, half double crochet. So once you're done with that, you're going to slip stitch into as close as you can to the edge, going along like this. And then you want to make sure that you're stopping to the point where you can do a half double crochet, and then right above the 4th one here, you're going to want to start doing your puff stitch. So you should have space for half double crochet, puff stitch, double crochet, puff stitch, double crochet, puff stitch, double crochet, puff stitch, 1 double crochet. Flip your work. Single crochet along the top of this, flip your work, and then you're going to do the half double crochet, puff, and just repeat. And then at the end, it should look something like this. This is what we will be using to attach the purse strap. Make sure that you have tails long at the end. I'll show you a little bit what we're going to do with this. Here's our purse strap. So it's a long piece of foundation chain, and I will show you how to connect it here and weave it together. Here is the purse gusset. So this will actually be going around the ridge of the purse sides. So I know it looks a little confusing, but these are the components you will be using. What I'll be showing you now is once you've created your purse gusset, which should be 37 popcorn stitches, you're going to end it with a single stitch or single crochet in each of the stitches. And now I want to show you how to actually assemble this together. So you want to make sure you have both of your purse sides completed. Should look something like this. So we're going to take one and we'll start here. So you want to lay it out like this. So I'm going to take my purse gusset and I'm going to use these cute little clips that I have here. And you want to pair it evenly along the side. So we're going to pin it right here at the top. Make sure we have an even amount. Should look something like this. And then right here at the bottom, you want to pin it as well, right here. Oops. So it should look something like this. So all we're going to do now, we're going to take our little needle. I have a pink one, I love pink. You're going to take some yarn. You want to insert it here. Whoops. And you want to make sure you have a good amount because this virtually has to go along the entire ridge of this to connect it in one beautiful seamless look. So I'm going to pull through and make sure I have a lot of yarn just to be sure that it's going all along across and I'm evenly distributing. So this is what it'll look like. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to start right at the top here and get a good amount, as close to the purse as I can. And then you want to just pull that yarn through. Bear with me. Okay, so now we're going to just very seamlessly, as best as we can, make it even with the puff stitches aligned. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to pull, pull. Next, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to hold it steady. I'm going to go next right here, just along the edges here, and then you kind of catch my drift, hopefully. You're going to want to sew it together very seamlessly across. At this point, you're going to hold it together, line up the puff stitches appropriately, use the big pin if you have one to sew it together like this, if that's how you prefer it, or use these cute little ones if you have them. Whatever you prefer, and just keep sewing around, and you should have something that looks like the following image I'll post. So this is what it should look like once it's all connected. And you can take off the safety pins, and then you want to just take your scissors and you want to cut this piece off. And then what you want to do is just take the threads and just weave them into the purse. And you'll start to see it come together slowly. So I might just, weave it in. Make sure that it's kind of secure, just at the edge there at the top so it can look really neat. Don't pull too hard because you don't want it to make it look bunched. But then once you kind of make sure it's secure, you're going to just do a few more times. I just always like to be sure. And then you can just snip this piece off. And then pull a little, and it should look like that. So do that with all of the little pieces that remain. And then take your next piece. You want to align it with your safety pins. Something like this. Oops. Okay. just want to do the same process, holding it up so it's precise. Take your yarn, your needle, and begin weaving it together. Okay, so when you're done weaving the gusset to the side of the purse, it should look something like this. Should look seamless. So here's what your purse strap should look like. It should be a row of single crochets, double crochet, and then a single crochet row. So it's relatively simple. And then you want to take this tail. I'm just going to kind of weave it in here just to kind of get rid of it. It's done its part for us. So you want to do that. Again, right at the edge there, so it's nice and clean. Once it feels good and secure, you can cut that off. So you want to keep the tail at the end of this half pretty long. So you want to pull that out. And this is the piece of yarn you'll be using to secure it together. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our needle. We're going to insert, and then we're going to start sewing it together. So make sure it's like aligned correctly. I once built a strap where the sides were not the same, so it ended up looking a little wonky. So make sure that it's perfect there. And then we're just going to start by sewing right at the edge. So pull it, make sure it's good. We're just going to weave it together. Make sure you don't pull too tight, because again, we don't want that bunched up look. But this should kind of be what you're looking to do. And pull, make sure it looks good. I apologize if it's hard to see it, but you get the gist. You just want to weave it together. Whatever it looks like, it'll be great. And then eventually you should have a nice secure strap for the purse. And just to be safe, you can go through again. You don't want it to look too messy, but it should definitely be secure. You should be able to give it a nice tug, and it should still look good. So if you want, you can go again. And then if you really wanted to, you can just secure it by weaving it into the side like this. Pulling that out. And then I'll take it here. I'll just do a few more. And then it should be good. So you want to cut. And if you're really worried, you can always do a hot glue gun. So the next thing we're going to be doing is taking these little purse strap holders. We're going to pull the tail out. You're going to grab your needle, and I'll just do a quick demonstration. So you want to grab the side of the purse. So that's this part here. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. It's these three right here. So we're going to sew this in like this. And I'll show you. So take this, you're gonna go right to the edge there, pull, and then you're gonna sew into the edge of the piece itself, into the same spot, kind of along the edge, so that you're pulling it down into the actual purse itself. And I'll show you what we'll do next. So remember, you want to go into every piece on the side. Then you want to sew it right into the same stitch. And it should look something like this. And don't worry about this part, we'll deal with it later. But that's what it should look like. It should be firm. And then you're going to take your actual strap, place it inside. And remember, we're going to want to also tape this or sew this part down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this long tail, reapply it into the needle, reapply it into the needle. Okay. So we're going to quickly just go along this piece here, just kind of like pulling it across right at the edge. You can fast forward this part if you'd like, all along like this. And then one more. And then now we want to put the actual purse strap here and go. Make sure we're knitting it, we're sewing this piece while the strap is actually underneath. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find the edge and we're just going to sew it in like that. We're going to go along the edge of this, insert along the edge. So now you want to take your purse strap and actually put it underneath, because once we secure this into the purse, it's going to be stuck there. So again, there are multiple ways you can sew it in, whatever looks and feels right to you. I usually just go along the edge and I do my best to secure it so that it feels nice and stable. Right? It should feel really good. It should feel secured. You should be able to kind of pull, right? So then you'll see it's clung onto the purse. We've sewn it in nice and tight. One more time. And if you want, you can kind of, I usually just kind of sew it into the purse itself at the inside, just because I think it won't come undone. And then you can take your scissors, snap, and then you should have your purse strap fully secured on. This part here on the edge, I want to be very careful because it's obviously very hot. You want to just do a little dab and then set the glue gun down, and then you're just going to place it right in the middle, so right here, and then you just want to hold it for a few moments, making sure it's secure. And then you're going to be hot gluing along the edges and attaching it like this, just kind of pulling it over. So for a little tip about doing the stitches with the hot glue gun is feel free to open up the zipper if you need and work very, very slowly. When you're grabbing the corner edges, kind of bunch it up like this and it'll fit a lot better. So as you can see here, I'm going to work on this part. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to be going along the edges here. Hopefully you can see it. Just a little bit at a time. Take your time. Then you want to securely place it under. Take your time, hold. And then you're going to start to complete it. A little bit now again. Remember, take your time. You want to do it again here. And then once we're closer to this part, what you can do is right here, you want to bunch this up and push it like almost like you're squeezing the corner in, like this. And placing it down like that. Take your time, and then you can go in and finish with the little gaps like this. And slowly it should come together like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first tutorial I've ever done. I hope it's been productive. I hope you enjoyed the design, and most of all, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.